Hi, everyone. We will wait a few more minutes to get started. You can find the agenda for today in the chat. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to VASA's December Town Hall. My name is Amy Zhou, and I am this year's VASA president and the co-planner of this VASA Town Hall.
Hello, my name is Brigid Slevin, and I'm this year's VASA Student Senate Chair and also a co-planner of the VASA Town Hall.
Hi, my name is Emily Cabrera, and I'm the VASA Vice President.
Hi, my name is Casey, and I'm the VASA Treasurer.
Hi everyone, my name is Tatiana and I am the VASA Office Manager and will be the moderator for the Town Hall today.
Hi, my name is Maria McCune and I am the Associate Director of Student Affairs. Kayla, I believe you will go next.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much, Maria. Hi, everyone. My name is Kayla Vogel. I am the Manager of Student Engagement and Leadership and the advisor for VASA.
And I am Arthur Gathercole. I am a new hire and I am the coordinator for student engagement and leadership.
Ooh, thank you. Aria and Abby from Student Health and Counseling are also here with us today. Thank you so much for your willingness to participate in our town hall. They will share some important resources and information about their office later in the webinar.
Oh, just to keep in mind, there's a feature on Zoom webinar to have closed captions and subtitles. If you prefer to turn those on, you can click the button labeled Live Transcript on the bottom of the webinar. You can also edit the size of your captions if you go into the subtitle settings. Just letting you all know, this town hall will be recorded. We will also be linking a couple of resources onto the Zoom chat, so make sure you keep an eye on it throughout the webinar.
Thanks everyone for introducing yourself. Now we are going to share what our roles are at VASA. As VASA President, I oversee VASA staff who help us with design work, event planning, and other tasks that come up throughout the year. I am responsible for general communication and leading the VASA team. We have exciting things coming up that we will get into later in this webinar.
As Student Senate Chair, I get the opportunity to select and advise student senators and help them refine their leadership skills as student advocates, as well as helping them create eye-catching events for all students to enjoy. Amy and I have been working hard to make sure VASA's Town Hall is, and always will be, a place for students to bring concerns directly.
As a Vice President, it's my responsibility to make sure that our events happen and run smoothly. If there are any events that you'd like to see on campus, you are more than welcome to let us know during this town hall or on the RSVP and feedback forms. You can also email us at vasa@sva.edu or DM us on Instagram at vasa.sva.
So as the VASA Treasurer, I work closely with clubs throughout the semester. I work with club leaders throughout the semester to support their events and help make any purchases or room reservations that they need for their clubs. I organize, plan, and host all club-related events such as the club application, club fair, club training, club advising meetings, and also the end of semester clubs meeting. And lastly, as treasurer, it's my responsibility to keep track of the VASA budget. I organize the VASA budget, I oversee all purchases, and keep detailed records of all the purchases made by VASA and by clubs.
Thank you, team. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop your question in the chat or contact us at vasa@sva.edu. Now I would like to reintroduce Aria and Abby from Student Health and Counseling. They will share a little bit about their office.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ariel Kempler, and I am the Associate Director of Student Health and Counseling Services. And with me, I have Abby. So Abby, why don't you introduce yourself as well?
Hello, everyone, and good morning. Thank you for having us here today at your town hall. My name is Abby Wohl, and I've been the registered nurse with SVA since mid-May, so I've been here about 7 months now. And of course, a big bulk is COVID-19 related, but we are here to support all the needs of our students when it comes to health and wellness and counseling. So very happy to be here. Thank you.
I'm just going to give you a quick overview of our office and what our office does, just in case you aren't familiar with our office or don't know important things about our office. So a really important thing to know is that we are an office with 4 full-time therapists and some part-time therapists as well. So I am one of the therapists for right now. And then we also have Daniela Caraballo. We also have Holly Fu and Brett Sharrett. So those are our full-time therapists. We have Mark Howell, who's also a part-time therapist as well. And we have a psychiatrist that's on our staff who's also part-time, and her name is Dr. Monica Michelle. And what we do is we provide free, which is great, short-term counseling for all students that are undergraduate or graduate students. So if you are looking for short-term counseling or short-term nursing or short-term psychiatry, we will meet with you. We will talk to you about what's going on. If you want more information about us, Abby has just put it in the chat. Our website is sva.edu/help. We also have an Instagram, SVA Student Health. And we post a lot on our Instagram. On our Instagram, we do a lot of events. We do a lot of talks. We post a lot of really helpful resources. And we also have a link on our Instagram to a really important page that has all of our resources as well. So that is a really important account. We do a lot on there. We do a lot of advertising on there. If you haven't followed us yet, please follow us now. And then we also have SVA Nursing, which Abby does the same thing, posts about events, posts about important information, and also does some Instagram programming on there as well. If Abby can talk more about that. And if there are any questions, health@sva.edu is our email address. It is how you make an appointment. It is how you ask us about things that are going on. So that's a really important email on there. And then I'm also going to add another email, or Abby, if you want to add the other email, which is a really important email. If it's COVID related and you are a student, the email is student-covid-alert@sva.edu. And then maybe Abby, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, absolutely. So COVID is, on all our minds. We're still needing to show up to class every day and hand in assignments and be well and healthy, but COVID-19 weighs over us. So the work that we do in our office is to try to lessen the weight of COVID over everybody. And one of the many ways we do that is by tracking people's compliance with the policies to be fully vaccinated or tested weekly if you're not. To report symptoms daily, which we look at every day. We have a robust team. We have support folks. We have Matt, our coordinator. We have Chelsea, Deja, and Catherine, who are our temps, who we work very closely with every day to go through the student COVID alert inbox in real time during business hours and on weekends. So basically, this is the kind of reporting hub, right? Where you're going to say, if you got a positive test result, this is the safe space to email it to, because we're going to handle it. We're going to know, what to tell you, what to do next, advise you from a health perspective, from a counseling perspective, and obviously from a public health safety for the entire community perspective. So that's student COVID alert, and it takes up. Depending on the caseload, what's cooking with contact tracing, it can take up a lot of our time. And one of us has to actually leave early today to get to another meeting that is, again, COVID related. So these things are obviously, real-time processing to keep our community as safe as possible. So that's the student COVID alert email in a nutshell. Reporting and advising and following up, contact tracing, all that. That's where all of that is happening.
Thank you, Abby, for explaining that. And so just to go back to what our office does. Again, I said that we do provide counseling. We also have that team. I forgot to mention really important people on our team that I really want to make sure you also know as well. So besides the therapist, besides Abby, besides our psychiatrist, we also have Matt, who is our coordinator, who does so much, who, if you've ever contacted our office, have probably spoken to him, and he's probably helped you with 7 things. Matt is really super helpful and will answer any questions you have. He will answer questions about insurance. He will answer questions about where the closest CMD is. He's really, really helpful. So again, when you email health@sva.edu, that's who you get. And he's really, really good about answering messages when he sees them as he can, with the understanding that we are open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And so after that email does not get checked in the middle of the night, does not get checked really, really early in the morning or on weekends. So I just, within office hours, that's definitely the person to contact. And then we also have a really amazing team of support staff, Chelsea, Deja, and Catherine. And they are behind the scenes really helping with making our school safe by helping with the COVID tracking. So you may receive an email from them as well. So it's important for you to know who they are. And so besides counseling services, we also offer referral services, and maybe Abby can talk more about that on her end. But we offer referral services if you want to see a doctor in the community, but just have no idea who to go to or what to go to. If you want to see a long-term therapist or a long-term psychiatrist, we help provide that referral. We'll go through names with you. We'll talk about what works best. That is another really big function of our office, and programming. You will see we do morning meditation, we do yoga. Today with VASA, we're doing dog therapy. And we'll talk more about that, but we have programming. We're here for you. We're not just counseling. We're not just health. We're here to support you.
So when it comes to referrals, that's usually, if it's medically inclined, that'll usually come to my desk. And I've been meeting students who have new health issues, who have chronic health issues, anything that they've been managing since childhood, or they just got the diagnosis recently. Whatever it is, I am a good contact person for consulting, like if it's new information or a new medication, or the doctor said I need to get blood work every month because I'm taking X medication. Why? That's a really valid question. And why would we make you go through that? Why would the doctor do that? So I don't make those appointments, but I can advise on like some of the science behind monitoring blood work while on a medication that can alter things like your cholesterol or your sugar, things you probably don't want to think about. So I will help you deal with them. And then, just using the student's insurance, or using your parents' insurance, or using whatever insurance is most convenient for you, so that you can be connected with the right provider. Sorry, my dog is scratching the couch in the background and making noise. I apologize. Speaking of dogs. Okay, she's stop. Okay, she stopped. Anyway, so yeah, when it comes to referrals, like let's say you just want to be connected with, you have a problem with your ear, or you have a problem with GYN, or whatever it is, we can go through what providers are available in your zip code, pick them together based on your insurance, and then walk you through the process of establishing a new appointment, with a new provider, because that can be daunting. If someone is from another country or English isn't their first language, it can be a little intimidating, this process. So I'm happy to make it as less intimidating and daunting and accessible as possible. I've been a nurse for 10 years, but I've been a healthcare consumer my whole life. So just, combining that experience to support you and your health and your well-being is kind of what drives me in that referral process. So definitely available to talk to students about that sort of thing. And, it may not always be obvious. It may be you come to nursing and you're like, I have these symptoms and this is happening, and not COVID related, but something else. And maybe it's, maybe you're now a migraine sufferer, and so we have to find you a neurologist and, go through that together. So whatever the short-term care or long-term benefit care, that's, I'm here to support that in all its medical iterations.
Just want to interrupt real quick. You are in amazing hands with Abby. I do need to head out, but if you have any questions, please direct them to Abby at this meeting, or you can direct them to health@sva.edu, and I'd be happy to answer them. So thank you all for having me so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ariel.
So yeah, she's being pulled into a COVID-related meeting with some bigwigs, and that is what happens throughout the day. Things are happening in real time. We have a variant that's spreading. We have cases. So, you know, on a real-time basis, that is a lot of what we get pulled into. I do want to share with everyone, we had been given some, it's in the chat, a link to a document I prepared because VASA did provide some questions ahead of time, and I had just typed up some answers. So if there's anything that we didn't get to today, we did include those answers in that document that I've just shared. So that's accessible to you all, because there were questions about healthy eating and things like that. So we don't have to sidetrack it, but I'm available to support you in all these health and wellness realms, whatever they may be.
Wow, great, Abby. This document is so detailed. Thank you so much for writing this up. I think it's going to be really helpful, and we will definitely share it on our platforms. But yeah, you have heard a little bit about what we had been working on, and I am going to turn it over to Tatiana, our office manager. She is going to be the moderator for today's Q&A section.
Thanks so much. So now we're moving into the Q&A, and I will be reading the RSVP questions you submitted in advance, and one of the VASA officers will then be responding. Then we will open it up for any additional questions. So the first question we got was regarding the hours of operation of SVA libraries and other major specific buildings. Amy, do you mind answering this question?
Of course. So the main library and Library West both open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and they're closed on the weekends. You should check hours of operation for major specific buildings on their websites. If you have more questions about operational hours for spaces on campus, we encourage you to reach out to the departments directly.
Thank you, Amy. The next question we got was about microwaves on campus. And Casey, do you mind answering this question?
Sure. So the college is currently identifying locations on campus where microwaves could potentially be placed, and more information will be available about microwaves in January.
Thank you, Casey. Next, a student asked what about MetroCard pickup for Ludlow occurring at the 24th Street residence. Brigid, can you answer this question?
Yeah, for sure. Pardon me. So pickup for MetroCards has always occurred in the centralized office. So any questions or concerns regarding MetroCard pickup can be directed to the Ludlow Hall Director at ludlow@sva.edu.
I notice we have someone raising their hands, and if you can direct the question to the Q&A, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. But thank you so much, Brigid. Our next question is if there will be a spring vendor event like in the Holiday Bazaar. And Emily, can you answer this question?
Sure thing. We have been hearing that there's lots of interest in a spring vendor event based on the success of the Holiday Bazaar. We're definitely going to look into hosting something like this. And we really, really hope that and encourage you to, if there's something that you want to see on campus, an event, just let us know, email us, DM us, we'll see it.
Thanks, Emily. Our last question from the RSVP was about department-specific facilities. Why are SVA students not allowed to use some facilities outside of their majors? Amy, can you answer this question?
Of course. By paying their major departmental fees, students can use their major departmental facilities. So that's why students from other majors do not get access to major specific buildings or facilities. Students can pay for lab access to some facilities like printmaking, sculpture center, photography labs, etc. You can find a list of these in the registration book.
Thank you, Amy. I'll add that link in just one moment. But now we are opening the floor to a live Q&A. You can ask any questions you have using the Q&A function on the bottom of your screen, and they can also be anonymous if you would like. You can take a few moments here. Okay, we received a question asking about the MetroCards at Ludlow, and I'm going to direct the question to Maria, if that's all right.
Yes, thank you, Tatiana, and thank you, Jake, for participating in our town hall today and asking this question. The question is relating to Metro card pickup, I believe. We received a clarification, and how the pickup occurs at the 24th Street Residence Central Office as opposed to at the Ludlow residence specifically. To speak a little bit about this point, although we're constantly looking at how to best serve our students, the pickup is coordinated through the central office because more staff is available to provide support through the central office. I think that if you have feedback for the Residence Life staff about this, Jake, I would encourage you to email reslife@sva.edu. Alternatively, you can email studentaffairs@sva.edu and we can forward your request to Residence Life, or your comment, question, whatever it is that you want to communicate to our staff. But that sort of gets into a little bit of why the pickup occurs at 24th Street rather than the Ludlow residence. As a reminder, our central office is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And while there are different staff that are available on each day, you can always email offices to ask about specific availability of a staff member, but our office remains open and people are welcome to walk in, particularly our community members. We are managing a different policy for outside guests, but just make sure that you complete your Clear 4 assessment before going into any campus building, and obviously that you have your SBA ID. Jake, if you have if I need to provide different information, you can retype a question, or you can message me directly at mrovere. I'll put that in the chat so that we can get you connected to the resources. Tatiana, I see that there are other questions on the chat, so depending on how you want to manage, I'm happy to provide information for the other questions as well.
Thank you so much. That was so helpful. The next question I'm going to read is, are there any spring events coming up we should be aware of early in the semester? And Emily, would you mind answering this one?
Sure thing. So as VASA Vice President, my job is to essentially like host events that the students want to see. I can name past events that we've done in the spring semester. We always have a huge senior week to celebrate anyone who's graduating at the end of the spring semester. It could be like a trip. It's just like a week of wind down events to hype up people for graduation. As far as like early spring events, it's still kind of like all in the works. We had considered possibly a bowling event. Again, mentioning the vendor event. We in the past have done VASA Takes New York, which could be like a Broadway show, and kind of just like exploring New York and getting like discounted tickets to things. I definitely like encourage you, since like nothing's set in stone, to reach out to us via email on like what exactly you guys want to see, like you and your friends, because like this is all for you, especially like if there's a Broadway show you guys want to see, adding like what names, what shows you're interested in seeing. It's really, really super helpful for us to have some guidance on like what people actually want.
Another spring event that you should look out for is Club Fair. And because all the clubs for the spring semester will be in the student center showing off what they've done with their club, and you can sign up to their email lists and everything. And there is definitely going to be some new clubs, and so look out for that.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Our next question is there any information on applying to be an orientation leader for the spring semester? And Kayla is the best person to ask for this. I'll pass it off to you.
All right, thank you very much, Tatiana. So yes, I will share some more information generally about the orientation leader opportunity. So our orientation leader team has already been selected for the spring, and that is because we do a large process for hiring of orientation leaders in the spring semester for the fall, and then those are the students that become orientation leaders in the spring. So if you are interested in becoming an orientation leader in the future, the opportunity to be an OL for the spring is not currently available. However, I would encourage you to look out in mid-February-ish for info sessions to begin. So you can apply and start that process in order to become an orientation leader for the fall 2022 semester. So we'll have a couple of info sessions beginning in February, and then the applications will open a little bit later in the spring semester for that. So hopefully that is helpful, and you will be seeing a lot more information about that come the spring semester.
Amazing, thank you so much. Our next question is concerning AP requirements for SVA. SVA only allows 4+ scores in order to accept credits for academics, and the student was wondering why the score requirement is so much higher than the much more widely accepted 3. And Maria, I believe you will be able to answer this one. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Tatiana. And Jake, if you have functionality to unmute yourself, please do, in case you have follow-up questions about this. Essentially, I am not able to specifically speak about the requirements for this because this is an academic related question. We can definitely connect you to other individuals that might be better able to answer this question. I would recommend that you begin this question with your academic advisor. Whether that person can answer the question or not, they can direct you to alternative resources, including our admissions department, and perhaps either the point of contact that communicate. I see that you don't have ability to join through video or audio within this meeting for some reason. Kayla, I don't know if you can unmute Jake on your end, but if not, Jake, I have provided you my email so you can continue this conversation with me more directly via email, and we can maybe set up a time or something like that. But as I was mentioning, I think that either your academic advisor or the admissions office might be better able to point you on the reason for this policy and how to get more information about elements relating to it. So if you have any other questions, we're still open in the chat. You can drop them in there.
Thank you so much for answering the question. We still have more time for any more questions. Just remind you, you can ask your questions in the Q&A function down below, and they can be anonymous as well. Okay, here's another one coming in saying, my department doesn't have a senator. Do I talk with my chair to make a student senator or with VASA? And Brigid, you're the perfect person for this.
Yes, I sure am. So just to repeat myself, I am the student senate chair for the person who asked that question. If your department doesn't have a senator, then we will be reopening the senator application in the beginning of next semester. And you can apply at any point next semester if you want while the application is open. It's rolling, it won't be open the entire semester, but it will be open for quite a while. So if you want to be the senator, you can apply and go through the application process and take on that initiative if you would like to. Yeah, it's through us, not through the department. Yes, through VASA. Keep an eye out for the application. Thank you.
Thank you, Brigid. Okay, another question coming in. Are there any scholarships that I should be aware of from SVA? And Maria, do you mind answering this one?
Yes, I can provide some information about this. Essentially, scholarships, depending on the source of the money, have different alternatives for pursuing them. I would certainly recommend that any persons looking for scholarship opportunities begin first with the Office of Financial Aid. I was trying to look for the link of their page where some scholarships are listed, but their staff and every SVA student has a dedicated financial aid advisor assigned to them. You can either email the Office of Financial Aid, fa@sva.edu. I'm going to put that in the chat. FA, I realized I was only sending it to panelists. That's why it wasn't coming before. So fa@sva.edu is the financial aid office contact. Alternatively, you can walk in. I believe that they are open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But if you need to confirm their hours of availability, start via email or check their page of the SVA website. Separately from that, another good resource for scholarships or grants might be your academic department. So this is again where I would recommend that you either start with your academic advisor or a director of operations for your academic department. You can find contact information for academic department staff on the SVA website. And if you need more specific assistance in finding that contact information, you can reach out to our Office of Student Affairs or to VASA, and we can assist you through those means with finding the specific contact. But it depends on what the source is the answer for scholarships.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm just putting the links down below of the SVA website with additional financial resources now. Just waiting a few more minutes for more questions to come in. Thank you guys so much for all your participation so far.
While we wait, I would also add, this is a perfect opportunity to highlight the role of VASA at the campus. I know that specifically our VASA officers have been advocating for publishing of better publishing of information through the SVA website, specifically regarding financial responsibilities and financial resources. So thank you, VASA, for starting some of that work, and thank you to students who take the time to provide feedback so that VASA can do that work.
Okay, thank you so much. Another question coming in is it at all possible to try and keep the computer labs much later during finals week? And Maria, once again, I'm going to pass it back to you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Tatiana. So I think that this is probably one where it would benefit to give feedback depending on the space that oversees a computer lab. For example, some computer labs are overseen by the SVA library. Some computer labs are overseen by specific academic departments. I know that we have access to computers through the Student Center. The Student Center is overseen by the Office of Student Affairs. The Student Center is open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you know that is an option for students Monday through Friday, as well as 12 to 6 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. The library is open for more extended hours. And remember that they have locations on the east side of campus, on 22nd Street and 2nd Avenue, and on the west side of campus on 21st Street between 6th and 7th Avenue. I would recommend that if there's a particular computer lab that you use often and that you would want to provide the feedback for staying open, that you contact the party that oversees that computer lab. So whether it be an academic department, libraries, etc. Again, we can help you find the right contact if it is not obvious.
Amazing, thank you. We're going to keep waiting for maybe a minute or two for any more last minute questions you guys might have. Thank you so much again for asking all the questions.
Someone had asked about making the SVA pigeon the mascot, and I added a comment, but it made it look like I answered the question. So I apologize. My comment was, I second this because I love that bird. But if there's other info y'all want to share about that, please do.
I'll jump in real quick. So as one of the team members that oversees orientation, we have been making use of the pigeon in relation to that identity, and it has almost become synonymous to orientation. Whether it permeates then or is promoted to being the overall SVA mascot, a Google search will show you that there is actually another SVA mascot, aka Squidly. Squidly does not get out too often. He has been sort of in isolation pre-pandemic and surely post-pandemic as well. But I would encourage our VASA officers that if they want to take on this endeavor and make a proposal for Squidly to no longer be the SVA mascot, then you should probably talk with Kayla first so we can make sure you're ready for a meeting. But I'm sure that meeting with President Rhodes as something that you all do on a monthly basis could be an interesting sort of sidebar as an agenda item.
I agree. Thank you so much for answering.
Yeah. And if anyone is interested in the history of the pigeon, you can also email me.
Will do. All right, guys, thank you so much for all your questions. We're going to wait maybe one more minute, maybe 40 seconds. If you guys have any more last minute questions you want to ask, feel free to do so now. Thank you. All right, now we're going to wrap up. So Amy, I'm going to have you close it out for us. I'm going to pass it to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for submitting your questions. Feel free to leave more questions in the feedback form provided in the agenda and in the chat. Here are some announcements. Our Grab and Go Coca event was a huge success. We're glad to see all of your smiling faces, and we hope to do something similar in the future. I want to do a special shout out to the Indigenous Student Union and their president, Kalani Manmeter, for bringing the SVA community a SVA community fridge. It is located in the student center and available for all students. You can follow their Instagram at SVA Community Fridge to stay updated.
Also, I want to take a moment to thank everybody for coming to the Holiday Bazaar last week. Congratulations to our amazing vendors. All of your products were so unique and well done. We had over 400 total shoppers, with huge lines to get in throughout both nights. I'm so proud of all our artists for drawing such a crowd and making this event a huge success. As I mentioned before, we've heard some interest expressed from the SVA community in another SVA vendor event in the spring. So please email us if you would like to see another event like this next semester. Your voices all count in determining future VASA events. Any feedback you also have for the Holiday Bazaar is also appreciated. For our vendors, I believe we're going to send out a feedback form sometime this week. So keep your eyes out for that.
And so, in other news, our amazing student senators have been up to some great events recently, such as Nicole Otaola, our animation senator. She hosted a screening for the animation senior thesis, an animatic screening for the thesis films. And this was a fun night of sharing art and critiques among the community. And it was a hit with over 50 people coming in and out throughout the night in the student center. And so hopefully we'll see an event like this happen again sometime in the future. And then we are also in the midst of finals fair right now with 2 more events on the way. You might have heard Abby had mentioned that we've got dog therapy going on today. So come to the student center today at 6:30 to enjoy some dog therapy. And then on Friday, we will be having a DIY aromatherapy bracelet making event. You can either join us in person and make it in the student center, or take it home and take the kit home and make it in the comfort of your own home. And so that will be in the student center on Friday at 3 p.m.
So this semester we had lots of fun and engaging clubs. We had 21 clubs who altogether hosted well over 100 events this semester. And soon we'll be hosting an end of year club meeting to celebrate all of our club leaders. We're going to share what we did throughout the whole semester. If you would like to start a club for the spring semester, the club application is currently open, and you can find the link to the application in VASA's link tree. If you have any questions about how to start a club, you can email clubs@sva.edu. Also in the link tree is the newest VASA monthly newsletter that you can find all the happenings of the month there and get to know our officers a little more, because we had little highlights of all of us. Lastly, we've been hearing a lot from commuter students, and I've been a commuter student, and I've been commuting for 7 years, so I understand how commuting can be rough. And I'm highlighting commuter students because we want to support you. If you have any ideas on how we can support commuter students at all, please let us know. Email us. You can DM us on Instagram and all that.
And if you would like to advocate for your fellow commuter students, you can help them. You can apply to be a student senator, If you would like to advocate for your fellow commuters, you can apply to be a commuter student senator, and the application will be opening again next semester. So look out for more information about that in January.
I wanted to add a quick note for commuting students and resources before we move on. Unfortunately, the New York City MTA does not do discounts, educational discounts for college students. Yeah, we'll have to, take that up with the MTA, but New Jersey Transit does. And if you are a commuter from New Jersey, I highly encourage you to log on to your Okta dashboard. There you can find information about that benefit, or you can email studentaffairs@sva.edu and we can assist you on how to find that information. That information is only available through student portals because it is only applicable to students, and it is directly offered through New Jersey Transit. So you can also contact them in their customer service line if you have any questions about that benefit.
Thank you, Maria. Please fill out the feedback form in the agenda so we can make this a better experience for us all. You can also find the link to the feedback form in the chat. I know we shared lots of information throughout this town hall. You can find all the links in the agenda today or VASA's link tree. We also do a weekly Friday Ask Me Anything on our IG, so come ask your questions.
A huge thank you to everyone who attended today. This wouldn't be possible without you. And we hope to see you in the next town hall and look out for more information on when that's going to be happening. And have a great week. Thank you. Bye.